Hi, this is Scott with Only Factory Direct, and I'd like to take just a brief moment to talk to you about how to set up the speaker stands that we sell. I get a lot of calls from people that have issues getting the speaker stand to hold into place, and it kind of gravity pulls it down. That's because it's been extended a little bit too far, and there's a couple little tricks that make this a lot easier to get the support that you need out of these stands. So I'm going to take a quick moment and just show you a couple little tips and tricks. Okay, the key element when dealing with these stands is going to be how these are positioned, how the angle of this is. Right now I have it kind of set up improperly, so with these angle brackets angling up and in towards the center, this is where you run into the problem. As soon as you put the weight on it, even if you lock this down, it's going to come down like that. What you want is, you want to set up the stand to where this middle pole, where the brackets are, they come from the inside of this center all the way to the outer pole of the leg. This is the proper way to set it up so that you get the best angle. And now when you lock this down into place, you see it's really sturdy and holds into place. It's just a gravity issue. You've got metal poles in here and things like that, and there's a little bit of weight. And when you have it set up that other way, it's just, gravity's working against you and there's really no way around it. So you want to make sure that you have it set up that way. And then that'll give you a nice tight lock into place. A lot of people call and say, man, I lock it down and it just feels like it's going to break if I lock it anymore, but it keeps slipping. So now I've got a nice solid hold on there, and shouldn't run into any issues like that. So okay, now in terms of this locking mechanism, what we want to make sure we do is get this, you want to get your pole height set to where you want it. And that, going back to the original thing that we talked about with extending the center pole, a lot of times people raise that pole up so high because they want to get more height out of it, and then you still have that gravity issue. So don't worry about the stand not looking all that tall or quite tall enough when you first set that first part. The second part's what's really going to do the trick for you. So you raise the inner pole to whatever level you want. So now that you've got your base set, you bring that inner pole up and down. I've already set it to a certain level here that is nice and a good height. And then once you get it set up, you have these guide holes on the inside of the pole. You just take the little pin that's provided there, put that through, and that's going to lock that pole into place. And now my stand is really sturdy. It's not going anywhere. Everything's locked into place, and shouldn't run into any other issues there. So that's basically how to get the inner pole assembly set up to where you can use that for your height. Okay, the next issue that I see a lot is people saying that their speaker doesn't fit snugly on the top of the stand. There's a couple reasons for that. Now, not just about any stand that you get is going to be semi-universal, so not every pole mount is going to fit perfectly. You usually do have a little bit of play in there, but you don't want it to be too wobbly either. So I don't know if you can notice on the top of this, but I'll bring this over closer to the video so that you can see the top of this pole. This pole is reversible, so you can pull this pole out and flip it around, and you have 1.5 inch or 1 3/4 inch, and then 1.5 inch on the other side, so that this will fit with most any pole mount. You just have to pull that out and select the right end, and then put it back down in, lock it into place and clamp it, put your pin in, and you're good to go. So that's a way to get a little bit tighter fit with your pole mount, is to switch the end of the pole. So that pole will come out of the pole here, slide right out, flip it over if you need a tighter fit. Okay, and the last and most important part of the process is putting the speaker up on top of the pole. Now you want to really consider that most speakers today, just about any brand that you see, is going to come with a plastic top hat. The top hat is the pole mount, that's what they call it, because when you take it out it looks like a little top hat. And the way that you want to put this on is just really gently. Now with a speaker like this is a little 8-inch speaker. It's small, it's very lightweight, not so big of a deal. But when you get to like a 12 or a 15, once you start lifting that speaker up and you get it to about shoulder level and you go to place it on top of that stand, it gets pretty heavy. So that the tendency is to just get that thing lined up with the speaker pole mount and then drop it on the speaker or the speaker stand. And what happens is it just breaks through the bottom of the plastic. So it's something that you want to be really cautious of. So when you go to put it on, you just want to make sure that it's lined up really well. Get on there. And you want to hold the speaker until you get it securely on top. And that's all there is to it. Like I said, if you have it on there and it's just lined up on the top, you got about an inch or two of play, you go and you drop it, you're really looking at breaking the pole mount, which is going to cause you an issue. And so there you have it. There's a couple of quick tips that I showed you about getting the most out of your speaker stands, and hopefully that'll help you avoid some of those common mistakes that people make when they go to set up their speakers. Like I said, you're at a gig, you want to really just get them set up quickly. It's easy to make those mistakes, but you want to make sure that you really have a secure stand when you're putting your speakers on at your gig. So hopefully that helped you out. Again, I'm Scott from Only Factory Direct. Thanks for checking us out.